The Gladding family told their story and absolutely changed the hearts and minds of the majority on that committee. I sat here and saw it happen. I was sort of resigned to a party line no vote. The chair had recommended a no vote. And as the proceeding went forward, I saw members troubled by the testimony. One member actually looked into the law and discovered, sure enough, there's a loophole. That changed the entire attitude. We now have a period of time to have the bill reconsidered. I have commitments from the chair and from members that we will find a way to close this loophole. And so when we next come back in front of this committee, there'll be a unanimous bipartisan agreement that will, I think, pass Gavin's law.
Talk about the...
I know that the family felt that Gavin's spirit was here. And I think the emotion of the testimony. But the emotion of the testimony basically set up the problem of this perverse incentive to enable people to leave the scene of a hit and run and pay less of a penalty than if they stayed. That just seemed an injustice. And I think the emotion was partly because of the loss of Gavin and the family's grief. But I also think the emotion began to turn in our favor because of the obvious injustice of a perverse law that has this awful loophole. And I think that's why the emotion was very important in opening the hearts and the ears. But I think the law and the fact we demonstrated that that loophole is real opened up the policy hearts and minds here. And I think we made great progress today. I'm very optimistic. Sooner or later, we are going to see a Gavin's Law in California.
Anything else you want to...
I was mostly expecting that it would end today in a no vote. I think I was prepared for that. I knew that this was sort of a heavy lift to take to the committee today. And so emotionally, I was prepared for that type of response. I was very pleased with the outcome today, and that we're not walking away today with a no vote, and that we've got an opportunity to continue to work on this bill and hopefully bring it to a yes vote.
Your testimony was for good.
I did. You know, it's been a very emotional 6 months, and in sitting down to write this testimony, it was extremely difficult. It was difficult for me to read it to myself in preparation for this, but I was prepared to do it. And I sat down in front of that committee and I started to read it, and the words weren't coming. I couldn't get them out, and I got very emotional. And I think, you know, I felt Gavin with me this whole time, and I think that he let the words come through my mouth because this is important, and he knows that that's important. I know that's important, and that's why we're here.
Is there anything else that you want?
It is going forward, and my hope is that either the bill as it's drafted or some version of this bill will actually get passed, and it will be in honor of my husband.
But more importantly, the life sentence that the driver received and that signal that it sends to your constituents. The way that the California law is written today incentivizes the driver to flee the scene rather than to stop and assist the individual that they have critically injured with their vehicle.
By making these penalties greater than the penalty for a DUI and bringing them in line with vehicular manslaughter, what we're trying to do is really change what is essentially sort of a perverse culture with respect to hit and run.
One other case that...
We have a lot of people on.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
Challenger Coin, Gavin's hand.
Thank you.
My name is Steve McCoy. I'm a resident of Alameda County. I'm Gavin's uncle, Steve.
Darren Rose, Elvis, California. longtime friend of the Gladding family, completely support this vote.
Thank you, sir.
Donkeys